Well, it took 48 minutes to do it, literally all 48 minutes, and a really bad coaching blunder by Utah's coach, Will Hardy, to call a timeout at the end of that game. But the Los Angeles Lakers squeaked by Utah 105-104 to begin their 4-game road trip here. They move to 12-8 in the record book, floating in that playoff rankings right now as it currently stands. We'll go over that. But I want to talk about tonight's game and some of the biggest takeaways we saw, because a lot of Laker players did not play in this one due to some injuries, due to some illness, and yet a couple had to play, be thrusted into the starting lineup, be thrusted into big-time minutes. Gabe Vincent and Max Christie, especially Cardio Gabe, who I've been critical of all season long as someone who has done quite literally nothing for the Lakers, ended up actually having a pretty big role in this one and was a big reason why they won tonight's game. And welcome to Lakers Digest. My name is Hunter Pitcoff, and we cover everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers. If you haven't already, guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel here. We're getting a lot of new viewers. We just hit 3,000 subscribers, a big accomplishment for our channel. But 85% of you guys are already watching the videos, but you are not subscribed. So 85% of the viewers right now are not subscribed. So stop what you're doing right now. Reach that platinum status and say you were here first before we get into today's video here. Click subscribe again. This will unlock the Lakers. An awesome game for Gabe Vincent, as you can see down below. 10 points for him, 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. I had a really nice game for the Lakers here, and with Austin Reaves, really scary fall he took in the last game against the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday night. No structural damage, which is good, but he did not play in this one. They sat him out. They called it a left pelvic contusion. So we'll see if he's back for this game tomorrow or today if you're watching it now against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll also see, too, what the status is with D'Angelo Russell and Cam Reddish. Both of them were ruled out with an illness. So Jalen Hood-Schifino, really his first time playing some real minutes here. 13 minutes, 4 points for him, was in the rotation. Amiri Traore also contributing 11 minutes in this one. But Max Christie, 30 minutes. Gabe Vincent, 32 minutes. We don't normally see either of those guys play that much, but I was pretty impressed with both of them. Max Christie looked like a prime LeBron or James Harden or Joel Embiid. Any of those guys. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's in that conversation too, that just constantly gets to the foul line. Max Christie kept getting the foul line. I mean, let's see how many free throws did he have on the game? He had 8 of 10 from the foul line. First off, shout out for him being efficient. But he was aggressive. That's what it means. And he forced the issue. And again, guys, I know it's self-explanatory. Free throws. They're free. No one's guarding you. There's no reason as a basketball player you should be bad at the foul line. I really believe that. And Max Christie, 8 of 10. That's exactly what you want. 80% for him. And that's what the Lakers needed here. And again, they needed to play every single minute of this one to take down the Utah Jazz. I don't know what it is. They have struggled against them. They didn't play particularly well in that the in-season tournament game against Utah. Kind of were dilly-dallying a little bit, and they still did win. They still won this one, but, sometimes you can't bake your cake and eat it too. And it seemed like the Lakers were doing a little bit too much in this game. But Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, both of them stepping up big time. And if they play like this, consistently, this is something that will ultimately unlock the Lakers defensively. And can they just hit open shots and just be at least respectable offensively? And both of them were in tonight's game. But some of the other big keys to victory here. One, it was a good defensive game for the Lakers. They won the game at the end on the defensive side of the ball, which is something that the Lakers have been one of the worst in the league, especially amongst the good teams in the league. They are for certainly one of the worst teams defensively. They rebounded the ball pretty nicely here. A lot of offensive rebounding opportunities for the Utah Jazz. The Lakers also had a lot too, so it wasn't nearly as bad. And they played pretty well in transition here. Also, they were able to get back, something that they've struggled with all season long. So I thought defensively, this was a pretty nice game for them. Offensively, they just didn't have a lot of their guys. Dalton Connect, probably one of his worst games, at least in a while for the Lakers here. Really was not much of a factor offensively. 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. I thought JJ was smart to pull him at the end of the game and have Max and Gabe in there because they were playing better, and defensively they were giving you much more than what Dalton Knecht can provide for you. But Rui chipping in with 13. LeBron, 27 points, 14 assists, 3 turnovers. Not nearly as bad as what's been. LeBron has been turning over the ball constantly and has really hurt the Lakers. And I know a lot of Laker fans, especially you guys, I read the comments. I try my best to respond to as many as possible because I like interacting with you guys. I love the back and forth dialogue that we have here in this community on Lakers Digest. But a lot of you are very mad at LeBron and the amount of turnovers he's had, and he's been very reckless with the basketball. It's not only just counting stats. Just watch the game for yourself, and you see him, these live ball turnovers that lead to these transition opportunities, and transition buckets are, outside of, I guess, free throws, probably the easiest baskets you can get in the NBA. And with how valuable it is to protect the basketball and how fast-paced today's NBA game is, if you're turning over the ball constantly, especially live ball turnovers, that's really going to hurt your team, and has definitely hurt the Los Angeles Lakers a bit recently. So LeBron got to take care of the ball. 3 turnovers, not nearly as much of a backbreaker as it's been. The Lakers actually, let's double check here, but they actually protected the ball pretty well in this one. They only finished the game with 5 turnovers, which is a really good number, especially when you're missing ball handlers like Austin Reaves, who's not a big turnover guy. D'Angelo Russell, a pretty respectable ball handler. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good number when you're missing guys like that. And Jalen Hood-Schifino's out there. Gabe Vincent's out there. I don't really think either of them had any turnovers in this one. To double check, Hood-Schifino had 1. Gabe did not have any turnovers, though. So the fact that they were able to protect the basketball, that's going to help your transition defense. Because transition defense means you're going from defense to offense if you're the attacker in transition, scoring the ball. So the Lakers are not turning over the ball. Therefore, they are limiting the opportunity for the opponent, in this case Utah, to go down the court and get easy baskets. So you got to give the Lakers a lot of credit. Clearly, that was a point of emphasis for head coach J.J. Redick, and ultimately, that is what helped the Lakers win this one. Again, it's pretty rare that defensively they were able to win a game mainly due to their defense, but I thought they had a pretty respectable outing here. And I don't know if it's because Max Christie and Gabe Vincent had to play more minutes, and they are 2 of the better perimeter defenders on this team. And perhaps if they can give you anything offensively, like I said, guys, if Gabe Vincent can give you 8 to 10 points a game, that's not a lot to ask for a guy who's making 8 figures a year. He's making about, I believe, $13 million a year on his contract. That is not a big ask, guys. He can do that. He's a big boy. Go ahead, play some good defense, and just make some damn buckets. That's all you really got to do. It ain't that hard. Same with you, Max Christie. You got a $32 million extension this offseason, so for 4 years. They're paying you guys to go out there and play good basketball. Let Rob Pelinka prove he was right and go out there and keep making plays, but give credit to Max and Gabe. They were able to do that today. But what does this win ultimately mean for the road trip coming up? Because like I said, the Lakers have 4 games on the road, including a quick turnaround here, less than 24-hour turnaround against the Minnesota Timberwolves Monday night. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'm assuming a lot of you are on the West Coast. I am on the East Coast, though, so repping LA and purple and gold out here in New York, but it will be 8 p.m. on the East Coast here. So I believe 7 p.m. for Minnesota time. I believe they're an hour behind on Central. So anyways, the point is an earlier game for the Lakers, especially on a back-to-back road trip here, and that is definitely going to be tough. The good thing is the Timberwolves have struggled this year. They have not looked that good. The Lakers did beat them on opening night, so this is a team that they were able to find success against. You hope Austin, D'Lo, and or Cam Reddish, any of them can be back and healthy, because I think long-term, if Jalen Hood-Schifino and Amari Traore have to play big extended minutes, that is going to be very, very bad for the Los Angeles Lakers. You do not want to see that. I don't think either of those guys are really ready to contribute right away. So hopefully they get healthy at some point here. That's my biggest concern. But they have Monday night's game against the Timberwolves. Then they have Wednesday's game against the Miami Heat. That is in South Beach in Miami. And then in Atlanta on Friday the 6th. So all teams that I don't think any of them have a 500 record, if I'm not mistaken, or they're right around 500, all three of them. So these are all winnable games for the Lakers. That's what I have to say. And one, if they're healthy, that will definitely help. But if they can win, including Utah, we'll count that win. If they can win 3 of these 4 road games, they already won 1. That puts you at 14-9 in the West, which is not a bad number at all. That's a pretty respectable number that you can live with if you're the Lakers. And again, all Eastern Conference teams, or the 2 Eastern Conference teams, more toward the East Coast, if you will. So it's a bit of a travel for the Lakers. But the Lakers, in my opinion, are a better team than all 3 of those teams. So you got to go out there. You got to take care of business. 3-1, I think it's a realistic goal here that they can reach. 2-2, you're treading water. It's not bad, but it's not good. And then, of course, if you have a losing record, now you're starting to slip down the standings. The Lakers have not been nearly as good of a road team as they've been a home team, although they've won a few of their last road games. So perhaps they are turning a bit of a corner here. But again, 105, 104, they squeaked by. Maybe credit Will Hardy. A phenomenal job. If they were trying to tank and go for guys like Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey, and guys like that, that was a phenomenal tank job. I mean, they call a timeout when your point guard has a wide open layup at the basket. To me, I think that's pretty good. You know, shout out Utah. I commend a good tank job. But in all seriousness, no, they're not a very good basketball team. It took the Lakers a lot, again, to beat them. And I guess give those young guys credit. Perhaps some of them could be Lakers, potentially, if they are available, like a Colin Sexton or Walker Kessler. We've talked about it before. Maybe we'll talk about it again. I think John Collins would be a pretty nice fit for the Lakers team. Have to double-check that contract. I think it's a little high, but I think they could use his athleticism and versatility. But anyways, because I think Lauri Markkanen probably a long shot. But thanks, guys. On that note, again, back-to-back here. We'll be right back here on Lakers Digest to give you more content. We always cover all the games. Me or my co-host, Akechi Apakama, will be on it. I promise you. And make sure to tune in. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. Just one more time, I'm going to say it. Just subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. If you've watched this far, just hit subscribe. We're going to get to 3,100 subscribers, hopefully. And again, thanks, guys. See you on the other side.